Hello, welcome to AJ84 Holdings, the community resource center located in Riverview, Florida. AJ84 Holdings is a one-stop shop for community outreach and services. Here on Community Corner, it's a platform that we can reach the community and talk to the people we help and service on a day-to-day basis. We can have question and answer, business spotlight, or whatever is relevant to our target population. So today we'll be speaking with Ms. Jennifer Toles, our resident expert, vocational specialist, certified life care planner, rehabilitation counselor, with my beautiful wife.
Thank you for the introduction. My name is Jennifer Toles. Today, the focal point will be guided life care planning services and just some touch points in regards to the services that are offered, as well as a speaking engagement that will be occurring on August 19th, 2023 at my organization, International Association of Rehab Professionals. That encompasses a number of professionals, nurses, rehabilitation specialists, occupational therapists, physical therapy, basically the rehabilitation realm. Many individuals are part of this organization that I will be speaking at virtually from 10:15 a.m. to 11:45 a.m. Central Time. First, I'm going to talk about basically an overview of what I do. I am a rehabilitation specialist. I'm considered an expert. I've testified in court and have been involved in many depositions, federal or state, over 500 times since starting private practice in 2017. That's when Guided Life Care Planning Services was established. I conduct vocational evaluations. That's the one aspect. It can be for veterans. It's more well known as TDIU, Total Disability Individual Unemployability. Our veterans out there, thank you for your service, and I am here to assist. I evaluate veterans to see if they're employable. Sometimes lawyers come to me and ask for my help with their veteran, or I get referrals straight from veterans, say, hey, I need your help. The population that I have worked with, which is wonderful, they have had long careers. They have served this country, and now they are out in the general population working general jobs. They may have post-traumatic disorder, stress disorder. They may have back, neck problems, and things of that nature, where they're like, okay, I can't do anymore. I can't function in front of other people. I get too irritable. My trauma from serving is really affecting me just to do my general job duties. When that point happens, I evaluate them to see, hey, can they do other positions? If I feel as an expert, as an objective expert, which I have no skin in the game, I just want to be the objective party, I would write a report indicating why I believe this person is impaired. This person is unable to work. So that's with my veteran population, which the state of Florida and specifically Hillsborough County is very veteran oriented, high population of veterans in this county. So I do assist with TDIU claims periodically. Another aspect of vocational expert work that I do is family law. We know this from individuals who get divorced. They hire an attorney. For example, there may be a stay-at-home mom, stay-at-home dad uh, who have not worked for a number of years, and the spouse comes to me through the attorney to evaluate what this person's employability is. What can they do because they haven't worked for 5 years or so. So I do interview with them, evaluate their skills and abilities, and determine what type of jobs are out there for them through a forensic process. It's not always stay-at-home moms and dads. Sometimes it's someone who may have been making $120,000, but mysteriously they're making $30,000 when the divorce proceedings start. Not all the time, but I see that as well. And I take, again, an objective approach. I have no skin in the game. Another aspect as to why I stay objective outside of the regulations of my credentials is my morals. Uh, I, if I was in that situation or any legal situation, I would like for expert in any part of the legal process for the individual to be objective, not one-sided. So that kind of what makes me tread the line there. The next portion of vocational evaluations I do is with personal injury. A good example is if an individual was a carpenter and they got in a car accident and their back is now deformed or a severed limb or something of that nature, or a traumatic brain injury. I evaluate them to see if they could still do the carpenter position, which more than likely, especially if you have a severed limb or a severe back injury, you would not be able to. So I would look in regards to what this person may be able to do within their physical and mental capabilities. If they're unable to do anything, as I feel, as expert, I would deem them unemployable. The next aspect to the rehabilitation specialist realm that I'm in, I conduct home assessments for, especially in workers' compensation and individuals who may have gotten injured and currently have a trust or things of that nature. I go into individuals' homes. I evaluate what their needs are. Do they need a specialized chair because they have mobility concerns? Do they need updated durable medical equipment like an updated cane, or is their wheelchair broken and they just haven't reported that, or no, or they have been ignored when they report that? So even to the point of going out of the house, if there is a step and they're in a wheelchair or even have some mobility concerns like a fall risk, then they may need some sort of material. It's like a slate for them to help themselves get down. So I go from front step to bathroom to bedroom to all aspects of the house to ensure their quality of life is the most appropriate for their safety and health. That's what I would be doing and do with home assessments. With life care planning, on the other aspect, which is not vocational, that is more so rehabilitative with personal injury cases. If someone gets injured, if they need care for the rest of their lives, if they have a neck injury, back injury, any type of injury, do they need to see doctors? Do they need to see physical therapists? Do they need to have some sort of equipment in their home? Do they need a wheelchair? That is a collaborative effort. So as a life care planner, I would usually discuss with the doctors that are treating them, the chiropractors, the physical therapists, to come up with a plan. And this plan, what I do is write up a plan. The pages in the plan could be 20 pages to 45, depending on what the needs are of that person. And I write up what that is in monetary, what cost that would be. Sometimes the cost may be $150,000. sometimes the cost may be over $1 million in someone's lifetime. It really depends on the severity of injury as well as how old the person is. If the person's 27 years old and has an injury, more than likely their needs would cost more than someone who developed the injury at age 70. So those are the primary aspects in regards to what I do as a rehabilitation specialist.
All right. So, Ms. Toles, you mentioned that you were considered an expert in your field. So, what exactly qualifies you as an expert?
There's a number of factors that qualify someone as an expert. Traditionally, an expert is they're in their mid 50s when they are qualified or considered an expert. I am still in my 30s at this time, but I started doing private rehabilitation very early at age 23, right after I graduated with my master's degree in rehabilitation counseling. So, as an expert in my field, as a life care planner and a vocational expert, you would need to have a master's degree. You would need to be a certified rehab counselor and a certified life care planner. On top of that, you would need to have several years of experience in the field, usually at least 5 years of experience. I have about 16 years of experience in the field. Uh, in addition, you would need to be deemed as an expert by, qualified as expert by a judicial party, like a judge or a lawyer. So in the judicial realm. So I have been qualified as an expert in federal court with the U.S. State Attorney's Office, in court with Social Security Administration, in court with pretty much every single county and judicial system in the state of Florida, as well outside of Florida. So I have been deemed expert many times and testified in federal or state over 500 times. So it's important when you do retain an expert to do your due diligence. Are they actually an expert, or are they just calling themselves an expert? Because you need to be tried and true and actually deemed expert by a judge, deemed expert by federal, deemed expert by someone other than you just saying you're an expert. So that's why I know I'm expert. So
What is your educational background? Where did you go to school?
okay. Uh, undergraduate, I went to Virginia State University in Petersburg, Virginia. It's a historically black college, one of the top historically black colleges in Virginia. And I received my master's degree at Virginia Commonwealth University. It's in Richmond, and go Rams. And they don't have a football team, unfortunately. But yeah, I went to both of those.
Yeah. What type of hardships have you experienced in your career to this point?
With hardships, I think one aspect is uh, my age. Even though people don't really know how old I am, I don't say, "Hey, I'm 30 something." But when you're in court, and most of the experts are in their 50s, and pretty much a lot of them, at least in Florida, it seems like they're 70 something. So uh, they kind of question, well, how are you? What makes you an expert? So you have to kind of go down the list in regards to, kind of prove yourself for a number of reasons. But that it's not particularly hardship, but just kind of just an extra step that I find myself having to do. But I'm fine with doing it because with that, I have a list. I have a case list in regards to where I testified, what dates I testified. I have my CV. I have all those aspects to combat any issue with that.
Okay. And you mentioned the CV. What exactly is the CV?
It's a curriculum vitae. It's a fancy word for a resume.
Experience. Mention those hardships that you might have endured. But what is your greatest success? What do you pride yourself on? What have you accomplished thus far that you're proud about the most?
Professionally?
Yes.
Okay. Well, professionally is stepping out, working and having owning a business. It was very difficult working for corporate, especially having 4 children and working for corporate. I was married to corporate and I felt not to my family. When, as you know, when our youngest uh, he wasn't even 1 year old, he was having febrile seizures. So he grew out of that, of course. But febrile seizures are when, especially in babies, when they have high temperatures and they start to seize. So I didn't feel comfortable if he got sick leaving him. In corporate, I really didn't take off too many days. I had a whole bunch of sick time. And I told my boss that, hey, I need to take off. I need to take off. My son's sick. And her response was, oh, okay, I guess, but that sounds suspect. So I was done. I was done after that. Put in my 2 weeks. She asked if I could put in 3 weeks so they could try to find someone else. Of course, I did that. And I never looked back. So the proud aspect is actually leaving, being scared to leave because that was our health insurance. That was everything. Being scared to leave and independently going out on our own and actually succeeding in that aspect because family is extremely important to me. So, like how yes, it was professional. Yes, that's my professional accomplishment. But my professional accomplishment was because of my personal accomplishment, which is the biggest accomplishment, is my family.
That's great. So you took the opportunity to bet on yourself and trust yourself and take the leap of faith out.
Truth.
So I'd say, given the climate of today's world, the world we live in, post COVID, and different turmoil and adversities that society as a whole is experiencing, how do you feel your race plays in all that? How do you feel?
Oh, goodness. Wow.
Is there a race issue? Is there?
Wasn't planning on kind of skirted that
I
issue.
want
I
this
didn't
real and
really.
authentic. I want them to understand. And
So I want to say this. First is I have people in my life from all different color, creeds, religions, all of that, and they're awesome people, right? But of course, there's a race issue. Of course, there's a race issue with the people who don't want that. They don't want togetherness, and that is also in sometimes the referrals I get. If they don't know, usually I it's word of mouth. They may not know I'm black, and then I may get 1 or 2 referrals from them, and it's just like, oh, you know, it stops. It doesn't mean every time. That doesn't mean that it's a race issue, but I have found in the small instances, because usually referrals they keep coming in regards to the people I work with because of quality work. But I did hear, and it was confirmed, it was because of that reason. And when I hear that, it just only affirms that we have a long way to go, but we came a long way from our ancestors and just togetherness in society, if that kind of makes sense. So that, yeah, there is an issue, but that issue isn't going to stop me.
okay, well said. To build on that, you also mentioned your age and things of that sort, and your family, and being driven by your personal life. So I'd ask, how do you handle the work-life balance, and how do you handle um,
Is there one though? Is there? There's none. I mean, I make sure I have time for my family, but you have to make sure too that you have time for your work, because the type of work that I do leaves people's lives in balance. They're going through, when they come to me, they're going through some stuff that's absolutely out of norm. They just got in an injury. They are quadriplegic. They can't work anymore. They're going through a divorce. They're trying to get disability. They're a veteran with some major symptoms that are going on, and they need help. Their home is in there, someone's home is in shambles, and they need some mobility equipment in there. So I can't push that to the side also. So I say that I do work a 40 plus hour work week, but I still usually pick up my kids from school. So you kind of have to wake up early, sometimes go to sleep late. And sometimes I go to sleep at 1 p.m. doing, I mean, 1 a.m. I never take naps, but 1 a.m. Doing something, getting prepared for something, getting prepared to racking my brain to testify in court, racking my brain to do something, because my work life balance is being there for my family, but also getting the job done at the same time.
how do you get your clients?
Okay. So I say 90, 90 to 95% of my referral source um, in private practice outside of Social Security Administration, the contracts I have with them, is word of mouth. We have a website, we have office, we have everything. It does not matter. It is, with this, it's a very good old boy system. It is word of mouth. It is typical down south, word of mouth. This person has this product or this service. So my referral sources are from attorneys who have worked with me, excuse me. They're telling their attorney buddies that, hey, this person does good work. They're moderately priced, not like I don't overprice my services. Also, it may be veterans telling other veterans, hey, she helped me, maybe she can help you in your situation. So for the most part, it's that I don't really get referrals from, like, for example, if someone got divorced, and usually it's a good outcome in regards to their case, but it's usually and they tell their buddies that, hey, you're getting divorced and you may have to pay all this alimony and see if this person can evaluate, and get a fair earning capacity. It's usually attorneys, veterans, for the most part. If I didn't know attorneys and do that leg work and have a fantastic mentor, that part of the work would be completely depleted.
Okay. So, and you also mentioned a mentor. Uh, what piece of advice did they provide you to move you along, and how did you find your mentor? What organizations are you a part of?
Like I mentioned, I'm part of the International Association of Rehab Professionals. Actually, they have a mentorship program in IARP, which is very good. But I did not find my mentor through that. I found my mentor through Google, and um, I realized that she wasn't that far away. She's about half an hour away. So I kept calling her, and she has really assisted in regards to, she said, join IRP. Okay, you need to do your reports, not verbatim, but just kind of make sure different aspects are in the report to make it forensic and solid and objective. And basically, everything she has given me advice on, I have taken that advice, and it's only made me better.
So how do you get paid? How do you get paid for your services?
Um, Usually with family law, well, we utilize QuickBooks and checks via mail. That's how. Is that what you're asking? Like delivery of payment? Is that
Yeah, the payment method, but also uh, pays you.
okay? Attorneys, and also often in family law cases, it's the person who retains me, the person who's getting divorced and wants their spouse evaluated. With Social Security Administration, that's a contract, and they pay us. The federal government pays us. So those are the avenues and the clients and individuals who pay.
How how can we find you? How can we contact you? What's the best way to get in touch with you if we need?
Okay, well, through our website, info at guidedlifecare.com. That's our email. Uh, Phone numbers are listed on our website as well. My direct number or the office number as well are listed. Social media, we have Instagram, we have Facebook, uh, we have LinkedIn, and we have YouTube as well. But usually YouTube, I don't think you
Well, yeah, you
contact.
know, yeah, I just got into the
Yeah,
into the
these are the
stuff
contact.
that we got where you can find. All right. Well, thank you, Ms. Toles. Thank you for your time. Thank you for sitting down with us here at Community Corner, the place where we're for the community, by the community. Uh, Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe on our platforms.
Um, yes, I want to reiterate we are a newer podcast. Thank you for listening today. I love to share knowledge, and we're here. I appreciate all of you and uh, enjoy your day. Thank you.